Gavan, why did the government opt against an extension of the ban?
There appear to be multiple reasons, Colette. One of them is the fact that homelessness has been on the rise anyway, and several leading cabinet members, including the Taoiseach and Taoiseach, had openly doubted whether this evictions moratorium was effectively doing what it was supposed to if the number of people falling into emergency accommodation was still rising anyway. There were also some constitutional concerns. There had already been some arguments within government around whether the previous evictions moratorium was enforceable or whether it was constitutionally sound. The same concerns have been raised again about the prospect of renewing it, and there's also been something of a slippery slope argument within government. How exactly could the government continue to roll over several moratoriums on evictions, and would we end up in circumstances where effectively you would have a permanent ban on no-fault evictions, and would that be constitutionally appropriate? But Eamon Ryan, on his way into cabinet, did say that there was some carrot and some stick in all of this, that not alone would the government be lifting this moratorium on evictions, but that it would also be trying to make sure that tenants had more security of tenure in future.
We do have to be careful it doesn't have the opposite effect to what we intend, to protect the people in the rented market. You could see it acting as a deterrent for people renting properties and the market contracting, rents going up.
This decision today does not reflect Green Party ethics, Green Party policy. What I hear coming out of this discussion is proposals around giving private landlords a huge tax rebate or some kind of a preferential tax treatment, and nothing about tenants' rights, nothing about protecting the people in my constituency who will not have a home. And that is not Green Party policy. And I do wonder, are Green Party policies being spoken about in that room? I don't think so.
Stinging criticism from the Green Party backbencher Neasa Hourigan, considering that Eamon Ryan was party to the meeting last night where this policy was decided on, and that he and two other Green Party ministers are in the room today at Cabinet where all of this is being officially signed on. Now, one thing in the government's favour is that this policy doesn't need any kind of vote. They're not going to require their own backbenchers to go into the Dáil and vote one way or another, because they're simply allowing a previous sunset clause to take effect anyway. But there no doubt will be serious questions in the Dáil chamber from government and opposition TDs alike around what sort of protection there might be for tenants, given that the government itself estimated that thousands of people will be spared from eviction by this ban. Presumably that also means thousands of people are now vulnerable at a time when there are very, very few other places to even consider moving into.
All right, Gavan, thanks very much for that.